Hi friends, and welcome to another edition of Michelle's Preschool Video Classroom. Today I'm going to read you one of my favorite books, and the reason it's one of my favorite books is because this story has characters that come to life. But wouldn't we like it if all our storybooks the characters could come to life? Well, I think you're really going to enjoy this one. It's called Miss Smith's Incredible Storybook by Michael Garland. We'll have some fun things to do after we read the story. It was the first day of school, and Zach was waiting for his teacher to arrive. Boring, boring, he thought. Why would this year be any different from the last one? Then the door swung open. Good morning, class. My name is Miss Smith, and I am your new teacher. Miss Smith seemed very different from Zach's other teachers. But the day went along like every other school day, Zach could remember, until Miss Smith said, "It's story time." When she sat at her desk and started to read from the book she had brought with her, Zach couldn't believe his eyes. The storybook characters came to life, and the classroom was swept up in a swashbuckling pirate tale. Zach and the rest of his class were right in the middle of the story. He could feel the breeze in his hair and hear the waves pounding on the side of the ship. From then on, Zach couldn't wait to go to school. Every day there was a new story to look forward to. When Miss Smith finished reading, all the characters and adventure whooshed back into her book. On Friday, Principal Rittenrotten stood in front of the class instead of Miss Smith. Miss Smith isn't stuck in traffic, so she has asked me to read to you until she arrives, he announced. Zach wondered what would happen next. Principal Rittenrotten started to read. Zach grinned when the princess leaped off out of the book, followed closely by a fire-breathing dragon and a brave knight on a horse. Principal Rittenrotten was so surprised that all he could do was scream, throw the book down in fright. "I'm going for help," he called over his shoulder, and he ran out the door. Before Zach could think of anything to do, Sue Ann pounced on the storybook, but she didn't finish the dragon story. She started to read another story instead. The Princess, the Dragon, and the Knight did not return to the book, but the Three Bears and Goldilocks suddenly came out. Freddie, the class clown, jumped out of his seat and tried to yank the book away. When Sue Ann let go, he tumbled backward, and the book flew across the room. The whole class laughed. Billy caught the book, and he started reading from a new story. Zach shook his head in amazement when the Mad Hatter and the Cheshire Cat and Alice popped out to join the other characters. As the book passed from kid to kid, one character after another flew out of the pages. The classroom was getting very crowded. This is trouble, Zach said to himself. The chaos was beginning to spill out into the halls. Why don't you finish the stories, Zach pleaded, but no one was listening. Mrs. Smith brought her car to a screeching stop in the front of the school. Uh-oh, there seems to be a little problem, she said to herself, and she raced inside. Meanwhile, Zach was shouting, "We have to finish the story so the characters will go back in the book." The storybook characters don't want to go back, and a tug-of-war for the book began. Miss Smith appeared in the doorway with one look. She let everyone know that she meant business. Even the dragon was suddenly silent. Zach handed the book back to Miss Smith. She ruffled through the pages and adjusted her glasses, and she started to read. The class was spellbound as she finished each story in turn. With a swirl and a whoosh, one character after another disappeared back into the book, until the classroom was quiet and tidy once again. Principal Rittenrotten and the team of firefighters skidded to a halt at the door. Just as Miss Smith closed her book. "May I help you, Principal Rittenrotten?" asked Miss Smith. But the principal couldn't seem to answer. He just stared at the quiet class with his mouth wide open. Mrs. Smith flashed a secret smile at her class. Zach smiled back. Who would ever have guessed that reading could be so much fun? The end. Hi friends, now it's time for a fun activity. So I want you to ask Mommy and Daddy for 4 or 5 pieces of paper. You're going to fold them in half. I take a colored piece of paper and put it on top of mine, but you don't have to do that. And then, with Mommy and Daddy's help, take a stapler and staple the book together. And then you have your own book. And I want you to create your own adventure. Please feel free to share these with me. You can email me and send them to me with your comments. I'd really love to see them. And as always, feel free to share this with your friends and family, and if you like my videos, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you and have a great day. Bye-bye now.